Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. Well, the other night I was driving to get groceries in this week's test car, and this guy in this old Camaro just revving the engine, just being completely obnoxious. And I just sat there with a grin on my face. Because not only can I go get groceries, take the kids to school in the car, but I could also absolutely waste that old Camaro. The car we have this week is a 2024 Kia EV6 GT with all-wheel drive. Let's go have a look at it. The guy driving the Camaro really should have known better than to mess with the EV6. I really like its style. It looks really aggressive in the front. It looks wide. You know, it is an electric car, so it's wide for all the batteries to be down inside of it. I like the shape of it a lot. I really like this matte gray paint. I like the angry headlamps. All looks really good. But when you come around the side, you see very different proportions. Kia would have you think of it as a crossover. For me, it's more of an extended hatchback. Might be what the Brits would call a shooting brake. Kind of between that coupe and hatchback wagon kind of shape. But I really like it. Come around the side again, big 21-inch wheels. I love the neon brake calipers behind it. And look at the size of the brake disc, huge. You got the flush door handles. They also close, kind of Tesla style, but I do like those too. But it's really the back proportions that you really start to see. I love how this hip comes up like this. I love how the lines come back. I love the spoiler. Again, not quite wagon, not quite hatchback, not quite crossover, just kind of a blend of all of it. But it really works on this vehicle. Come around the back. This looks like a next decade concept car. Love the lights. Just love the sparkle. Power hatch. And you kind of see the blend of hatchback and wagon inside here too. It's roomy. There's enough space to get luggage in here. It's not a big crossover, so you're going to pack somewhat light. But it is also very easy to extend that luggage compartment. Pull that. Seats flip right down. No problem at all. Unlike a lot of EVs I drive, I actually got a lot of time this week to drive the EV6. Got on the highway, drove a couple hundred miles, drove around town, running errands, picking up groceries, taking the kids, doing all that stuff. I really like being in this car and driving it. First of all, it feels very sporty. I like these nice, deeply bolted seats. I like the lime stitching. I like the suede. They just are they're comfortable. Even like on a long drive, they're comfortable. They're also very supportive when you're driving the corners. Like them a lot. Like the nice thick leather wrap steering wheel with the flat bottom, again, with the lime stitching on it. Looks very cool. But I also like the practicality of it. Like this console, like all the space down below. If you're a lady, you have your purse, plenty of space for that, or I can just do my billfold, my phone, all that stuff goes down there. Perfect. Nice big cup holders, storage, wireless phone charging right here, easy to get to it. And then also driving the vehicle, there's the power button. Here's the gear selector. And then the buttons for the front heated seats, the heated steering wheel. This also has rear heated seats outboard. But I like this look too. First of all, I like the material. It's rubberized, but kind of has a carbon fiber feel to it. It's very unique. And there's lighting in here, ambient lighting. Very cool. The twin screens, 12.3 inches each. It has a heads-up display that floats out over the hood. So again, everything about this feels super modern. One cool thing, so this panel right here, right now I have it up. It has the volume and tuning knobs, which I think are always important in a vehicle. And then you've got map, navigation, the audio controls here, and key climate controls here with the defroster. But if I press this, entire screen changes. It goes straight to your dual zone climate controls, the red and blue on both sides for passenger and the driver. The buttons actually change function when you hit that button. But at first I thought that was a little confusing. I thought it was a little bit too done. But when you think about it, you're not going to change your climate control all the time. You're going to set it whatever temperature you want. You're going to set the automatic, and you're going to leave it alone. So then you just press it right back, and then you got your audio controls again. So it really simplifies the design. This vehicle, and Kia really puts an emphasis on safety. Has pretty much everything you'd want. Automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise, lane keeper assist, rear crosspath detection with auto brake. And it also has the rear seat sensors for your kids and also safe exit assist. It uses the blind spot warning to make sure you don't step into traffic. So everything you need to keep you and your family safe in the vehicle. This car has some mixed personalities. So if you put in eco mode, you would never know the power this vehicle has. It just drives very smooth, drives very quietly, even on the highway, driving 80 miles per hour, very smooth, plenty of power in reserve. But when you click this thing into sport mode, all hell breaks loose. So the electric system delivers 576 horsepower, 545 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to move this car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. Keeping in mind you have all-wheel drive, those big fat 21-inch wheels out there, this is going to dust pretty much any muscle car from the classic era. But when you're behind the wheel, you have no sense of that. Throttle's very sensitive, very easy to drive it, very smooth, quiet, absolutely a dream. There is one thing I think they need to work on. This particular vehicle with the performance package has 218 miles range, which I think is beyond being on the low side for a vehicle in this price category and what this is. You can get a more eco-tuned package with rear-wheel drive that's over 300 miles range, but 216, and even put in eco mode and driving it sensitively, you might get 230 miles range out of it. But I mean, that's less than the Chevy Bolt that just went out of production, so that really needs some work. Anything with this price point really should be in that 300 plus mile range. But outside of that, driving has been very nice. Again, I like the drive modes, so I put it in normal mode there. It's got a little more, throttle's a little more sensitive, the steering's just a little more weighted than eco mode. I put it in sport mode, stiffens up the suspension, stiffens up the steering, makes the accelerator very sensitive. I mean, it's just instantaneous power, all you want right now. And that is the beauty of driving an electric car. All the power, all the torque right now. There's no revving your engine. There's none of those theatrics. There's no, banging the exhaust. Just step on it and move. It is like somebody attached a turbine to the roof and slammed the car forward. But it's just the idea that it does that, and again, get the kids in the back, take them to school, very smooth, very easy to drive. It's just really, really an amazing thing to drive.